Misery loves company, right? So it's crazy. I don't know if it's just my feed or what it is, but I honestly believe that YouTube is pushing dooming and dry begging, right? And I would say dooming, I'm putting that label on it, but it's like DoomTube, right? You see videos hitting hundreds of thousands of views of people, depressing titles, just on the down and out of society, down and out of life, and they make these videos and they do big numbers. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is it because people are feeling the same way? They like to watch someone that's doing worse than them? Or is it because YouTube is actually pushing that kind of content to everybody, right? So again, the dry begging is another situation besides the dooming, right? Where the dry begging is where they sit here with the sob story, basically. This is what they label it as. And it makes you like feel bad for them to where you want to help them and watch them while they make their content. And people are blowing up, like I said. There's no lights, camera, action, none of that. It's just someone sitting there making a video talking about how bad their life is, how depressed they are, how much money they don't make, how broke they are, blase, blase. And again, I just want to do this video to see if y'all are seeing this too, or is it just my feed, right? I don't know if it's due to what I watch, what I click, or maybe I clicked one video and it just started throwing it to my feed. But I'm like, man, is it organic or is YouTube pushing this? Same thing like with the people that are making videos saying that YouTube is on easy mode. I've heard people say that if you put that in your title, you'll get more views. Like, is YouTube actually pushing these people, or is YouTube, more wide open with the algorithm, or with the way it works where you can make a video and get pushed to everybody? I don't know. But my thoughts on the dooming and the dry begging on YouTube is this. I mean, get your bag. Get your numbers up, I guess, if that's what you want to do. But I'm just like tripping out. Like, it's very perplexing. And I don't know if it's really entertaining, to say the least. But I've seen a lot of people blow up and their lives are changed, due to doing this, right? E-begging, dry begging, dooming, whatever you want to call it. It's a new form of content that I've come to find out that's all over YouTube now. And I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest. Because, hey, I feel for the next man, right? I guess to a certain degree, and it's a free country. You can post whatever you want to post, but I do have an issue if YouTube's pushing that kind of content like on purpose, right? I would think that YouTube's supposed to be organic with its push, but let's be honest. I think none of these platforms are, natural whatsoever. I think a lot of people actually get picked and get pushed to the top, and that's just my honest opinion about that. But anyways, like I said, you just see people just doing videos about them, working 9 to 5, not making that much money. They're depressed, they're old, they're broke, whatever, right? And it's just pretty interesting, like I said, that's being pushed out there, and that's what people are watching, and it comes across my feed. And I ain't gonna lie, I sit there and I watch it myself, and I'm like, damn, is this real? Is this organic? Or what is this, right? Is it the new wave? I don't know. Is YouTube doing this in order to attract more content creators? Is it because TikTok's shutting down supposedly, and now YouTube wants to push this kind of content? I don't know. Again, I'm making this video to get a post out there to see what y'all think, or if y'all see this kind of content, the dooming and the dry begging, they call it, right? They even say it's narcissistic in a sense that when people dry beg or they make this kind of content, pulling at your heartstrings for you to support them and or give them money, it's a narcissistic mentality, right? A narcissistic method they use, right, to get people to help them. I don't know how true that is. I just heard that term, dry begging, and I just made up the term myself, dooming, DoomTube, and I see it, right? And I'm going to be honest about the dooming, though. I think it's pretty sad and pathetic, to be honest, when I see these people talking about, I'm a 40-year-old man with no life, no wife, and I just sit home and play video games all day. And then hundreds of thousands of views on these videos, right? And not sitting here saying I'm jealous, right? We're on YouTube to get views, and some of us are here to get paid, and I get paid on my content. I'm gonna be completely honest with everybody. But the point is, not that I'm jealous, but I am like, damn, this dude right here is pushing some depressing content, don't have no kind of goals in life whatsoever, no motivation. They just get on this platform and cry to the camera, and they get views. I'm like, man, is that natural? Do people want to watch that? Does misery love company, right? And I believe we all know the answer to that. But as far as it being organic or natural, or it's just being pushed, to people either on purpose or not, I don't know. That's why I'm actually making this video, to see, you know, what everybody else sees out there. I don't know what your content, what your feed looks like, but that's what I've been noticing. A lot of dry beggars and doomers all over YouTube. And is it because this is the, you know, the day and age we live in, where people are more broke than ever? I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I barely survived last year. A lot of us barely survived. So maybe there is a more organic or natural, you know, wave here, right? Maybe it is natural, right? Maybe a lot of us are hurting and we see this content. Maybe it's just my algorithm. Maybe it's just my feed. I don't know. Maybe YouTube is pushing smaller content creators. Who knows? But again, like I said, I see it, and I really can't sit here and put my thumb on it and say, hey, I don't like it or I do like it. I just know that it is pretty interesting to jump onto YouTube and just watch all these small channels blow up, do big numbers, and they're talking about basically the same topics. They're broke, old, you know, depressed, miserable, lonely, whatever, right? And then you got some people making videos, you know, how talking about all their life, putting all their business out there, right? And I understand us as content creators, we got to be vulnerable to a certain degree to, you know, connect with our crowd and our audience. But man, I'm like, damn, some of y'all just blurt it all out and give all your info about your life and your husband. You know, I seen a woman talk about why her husband don't get no job, he can't work, and she still loves him. And I'm like, damn, lady, you are really setting up yourself for a path of destruction in your marriage, because everybody's in the comments going in on this woman like, man, he's a loser, why don't you leave him? I'm like, man, you just got you some success on YouTube. You start dogging out your husband, even though you're just explaining to your audience that, you know, why he can't work or keep a job, right? You think you're doing it for the right reasons, but I can already see the seed of despair there, and where that can go wrong. One thing I learned, right, me and my wife, about our marriage: you never go talk bad about your spouse to anybody, especially your parents, right, or your family, because once you forgive your spouse, once it's all good, your family still holds that grudge against your spouse. So my wife learned that a long time ago, because she's a lot more better than me. Let's be honest, y'all. I'm gonna say that right now. But back in my day, when I was even worse, you know, when I was not a Christian and not really, I've always been a provider, right? But when I was, you know, not that good of a husband, however you want to say it, when we would fight more, let me say it like that. She learned quickly to never go tell her family much about our problems or about us, because we'd make up, and, you know, the last thing I need is for her family to be mad at me after she done forgave me. So I said to say this other woman that made a video about her husband, there she is, you know, telling their business for her new audience to see, and they're already in the comments talking down on the dude. I even made a comment myself and said, man, that's why you got to pick the right dude. This is a real quick segue. You kind of got to look at marriage like a business, and you really have no business, especially if you're a woman, right, or if it's my daughter, to be with someone that's not going to be able to provide for you. If they're lazy, they don't like to work, they don't like to keep a job, that's a big red flag. And come on, your job, ladies, is not to change your man. If that man don't change by the time he's 30, he ain't never going to change. Hello. But the point is, like I said, this woman's telling all her audience about this, and I just think that's pretty bad. I can already see this woman's channel, not trying to throw salt on her game, but I can see her channel doing well, but her marriage faltering due to her YouTube success, and then her putting her business all out there for everybody to see and to comment on. And she's doing it to herself. Again, this is the kind of content that I've seen is going viral lately, is the dooming content and the dry begging, right? People that get on here and just let it all hang out and, you know, talk about their life and how they're depressed and how they're broke. And when they give this kind of content out there, right, they're very vulnerable, and they just start spilling the beans about everything. And like I said, you know, as a content creator, YouTuber, podcaster, whatever, you should be somewhat vulnerable, and you should be able to speak to your people and be candid, right? But at the same time, damn, at the cost of what? Your marriage? Anyways, like I said, that's some of the stuff I've been seeing lately. If you get a chance, let me know in the comments if you've been seeing this kind of content yourself, or am I just tripping? Straight up. With that, y'all, I'm out of here. Later.